I wanted to make a little first impression video of Under Doctor, the new Shonen Jump manga, because honestly, going into it, I saw Haiji's design and I'm like, I like this guy. His vibe, great, immaculate. Just looks so goofy, but also like he would not have hurt a soul, not even like a little mosquito if it tried to hurt him. And I think that's great. And now that we have the chapter, I still love his design. It's so simple, but so like awesome. He just looks so cool and like a chill guy. My favorite part, honestly, is how they describe his like powers basically, because it's a really cool way of kind of making it like you could see the battle shown in here, where he's like, I can see the light as your weak points and stuff like that, where it's kind of nothing like the transparent world or like Demon Slayer. Like it is reminiscent of many shonen manga things where it's like he can see the weak point. He has this special ability that he can see all these things, but instead of choosing it for battle, he's choosing it to save lives, which is a really nice twist on a pretty simple shonen concept where it's like he's a guy special power that can be the strongest guy, but instead he's like, no, I'm going to use that for good to save lives, which is really cool. And to show that he spent actual time really like studying it to be good at that and make sure it is used for good is really awesome and commendable. I like that a lot. And I think the reveal of it all is really interesting as well, because you build it as you can see the shonen, like you can see the power system in it, where he's like, I can see the vital points on the human body. You're like, oh, he's an assassin, but it doesn't tell you that. You're just kind of like, that's an interesting thing to be born with. And then you get to the reveal, obviously, that he comes from an assassin family, and he's like ridiculed because he's not using that power to kill, which in turn is even great character work for him, because obviously he could have lived a life of killing and instead went, no, I'm going to not. And even when he deals with people who can't have the plane, he doesn't kill any of them, he just makes them hurt a lot, which again, further cementing the thing, he wouldn't hurt a fly, he just make them, he wouldn't kill a fly. Well, I guess he would hurt a fly, he wouldn't kill a fly. And I think that's really just great. I really love the concept of something that is taking a pretty like the series is taking a pretty traditional shonen idea that's been in things like Demon Slayer, like I said, like the transparent world, where he's like, oh, I can see the line to cut, whereas he can see the light to hit the vital point. But the conscious decision to make that into a thing for good is also just such a good shonen manga thing, whereas you have this power that could destroy, but instead you choose it to save, which is honestly just shonen manga at its core. With great power comes great responsibility. Just every big like hero story is you have all this power, but instead of using it for evil, you're using it for good, and that's great. You know, hot take, Sumi, that's pretty great. As for the art of the series, I think it's not like standing out, but it is good at what it does. Like when I read in the chapter, I was never distracted by how bad it was or really in awe that it was super amazing, but I think it did its job really well. I mean, it was never distracting, but still kept me engaged and had a fun time reading it. I also like the big eyebrows on the one extra doctor. I think those are always fun. I always really enjoy when you have a character with a weird face proportion kind of thing, where he's got big eyebrows or like a square face. It's just fun to see that this is ultimately a fictional world. The fictional like characters, you can make them as weird as you want, and that's awesome. The hijacking plot is simple, but like it's a first chapter. It's not really needing to be some groundbreaking thing that sets the whole world ablaze. It is, the guy is introduced, we see his personality, he does his thing that is the trait of the series, and then you find out the twist. He's still saving lives, but he's also a former assassin. He was raised to be a killer, but he's not. He's a doctor now. And at the end of it all, it's very great to just see him fall asleep in a parachute, because he's ultimately just a silly guy. And you know, that's what kind of drew me to him. It's like, I know he's a under doctor, he probably can kill, but he looks like a silly little guy, and for me, that's enough. Do I think this will last the test of time? I don't know, but I'm gunning for it because it looks really fun. In the first chapter, it got me invested, and I'm eager for more. And you know what? That's enough. And I mean, honestly, Shonen Jump's pretty desperate for people right now, if we're being honest, because they are hurting in terms of good things. Haiji Kino, Under Doctor, Mr. Under Doctor. For a chapter 1, that was pretty good. All things considered, I am impressed. We will be watching your career with great interest.